welcome. Oh, we got this. Sorry I missed yesterday. Good to be back. This semester's has been really hard, like timing-wise. In terms of, you know, getting enough sleep, trying to get enough sleep. I mean, I usually don't get a lot of sleep anyways, but this semester is particularly hard because it's 8 o'clock class. And the fact that these classes are a lot tougher than some of the other classes that I've had in the past, in the sense that there's just so many struggling students. What's up, Stefan and Butter? Anyways, but it's good to be back. It's good to be back. So we'll see what happens tonight. Hopefully people will start doing some more tanks and we don't just get all Talon jungle. Hopefully we can see some Malachi or some Sejuani jungle. And then that will enable us to pick some more Enchanters. Now Soraka... Soraka and Sona, I think, will still be weaker. Sona is kind of... I talked about this in my support tier list build. It's possible that, like, a Tier of the Goddess build Sona might actually be pretty strong. I'd be interested in trying that out, maybe, but... What's up, Carlos? What's up, Armando? Fane? Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm not... sick or anything. I mean, I'm just tired. I'm always tired, but I just pretty much woke up. Excuse me. Like, my schedule these days has basically been, you know, I have to get up and get ready for stuff around like 6 a.m., sometimes earlier than that, and then just doing a lot of stuff, you know, all day until like 5 or 6 p.m. and then I go to sleep around then and get up whenever I start the stream, pretty much. Huh. I don't know. Well, we don't have anything that can engage top lane. I would like to play... Okay. We can try out a like a tier Sona build, maybe.
Only you can.
Since we have some engage here.
What masterpiece shall we play today?
I was thinking about Senna as well, but I don't want to overdo it on the AD. Well, if it is a Diana or an Echo mid, I guess that could work. I was kind of thinking of going Presence of Mind like Coup de Grace with Sona. Revitalize is good for later on. Conditioning, not so much. But Revitalize is good. Presence of Mind would give me 500 more mana later, and it does give you that 20% refund, which is very nice if you're going to have a lot of mana, especially. So if I were going to go Tier the Goddess build, which is what I'm probably going to try, then maybe Presence of Mind and getting that mana refund is more important than potentially having 15% extra healing and shielding. I don't know. It's really tough to give that up, especially because you're going to get a lot of healing out of Athenes later, too. That 15% plus healing and shielding is a big deal. And if you already have like a billion mana with Tier of the Goddess, it might just be overkill. So I'm not 100% about that. let me get the
Welcome to Summoner's
chat up
Rift.
here in a second.
Seconds until minions spawn.
They might invade, so I gotta back up while I do that. Alright, sorry, let me get some of the chat here.
Minions have spawned.
I was reading Carlos is saying that he has a an addiction where he really wants to stream always at lunch. Okay, I mean, if you play alright with the chat on, you can certainly do that, Dylan. I'm sorry to hear that, Aaron. Holy sh... Oh my god, my W just came up. What the fuck? How did he do 400 damage? I guess Ignite still does like an absurd amount of damage. Jesus. Wow. Damn, if I got that last W off, I think we could have turned it. Potentially. Did she even trap me there? It was unfortunate. Did she... I don't know if she flashed after me or not. She may have just run after me. I know she healed. I don't know if I can even afford to go. Tier here. I guess I'm still gonna go like Athene's anyways, probably. Okay, yeah, she did flash and she healed. Yeah, I think my W came up at the very last moment, and I think I could have clicked it fast enough before I died. It, like, came up as the killing auto attack was, like, going through midair. I guess I just got isolated ISO'd or something. It takes so much damage. As my girl says, Wani. Well, now we're all gonna die. Yeah. We're doing all right. Till that Echo trailer. Oh, not gonna get that touch.
Shut down.
God, she takes such an unholy amount of damage from that swing. Okay, well, I mean, that's all about all I gotta do there. She's got me with that last auto. It seems fine so far. I'm not running out of mana. I mean, I'm trying out a tier build. Because you get the refund based on your initial mana cost, I believe. So you get, like, the refund on tier, the 10% discount on, the 10% refund based on that large amount. And then you get the 30 refund on top of that. I'm not level 6. Oh my god! Holy shit, that was catastrophic. How did that even go sideways? That was such a terrible ult. I thought I pressed it right on top of her, but I guess I cut the corner. I have to go back and rewatch that. My mouse must have slipped, or I cut just barely the edge. I had the mouse too close to her or something. But if I would have hit that, that would have been a clean double kill. Maybe even a clean triple kill. So that's unfortunate. Let me get this.
An enemy is unstoppable.
What's up, Giannis? feel like tier might still be unnecessary. It did cost so much early on. I still don't feel like I have that much of a problem. I think the Cinderhulk stuff is not damage so much as it is helping you, like, with wave clear in the jungle, especially.
Plating will soon fall.
I'm not really liking the feel of this so far. I definitely feel like I don't like the tier. It's just so slow. Like, I don't have an item yet. The mana doesn't seem like it's that much of an issue right now. But he's just like so squishy too. I don't think Swain support's that good in most situations. This particular Swain support in this game's doing okay. I mean, that was obviously a good grab, but I'm not a big fan of it in general. I haven't played a very good game overall this game. But, oh, it's getting massacred too. It's just hard to get back in the games. I can't do any sort of engages. I just gotta kind of follow Sejuani around. I mean, it's a pretty bad comp too. I just wanted to try out. I mean, I guess it's not terrible, but like I think that Triss mid is bad. But I just kind of wanted to play the game out. Like I said, I'm not playing super well anyways here, but I wouldn't take cut down on Sona. I mean, the only reason I would consider going into Precision would be for presence of mind. If you want to go for a lower mana build. So if you want to go for like an Ardent Sensor Rush or something, maybe. I'm not sure that we're in the tank meta right now. I mean, I do think that tanks are a little bit better now, but will people actually play them and will they have a large impact? You know, we'll see, because people in general, a lot of people don't like playing tanks.
Your turret has been destroyed.
But nah, either way, I wouldn't take cut down. If anything, maybe coup de grace. Cut down's just not worth most of the time.
Destroyed.
Yeah. I'm still not sold on tier. I think just getting like completed items is probably better. So I've only got 272 stacked on this tier, even casting quite a few spells. Just really hurts your early game. I just wanted to try it out because of that refund mechanic to see if, but it looks like the mana cost is not like that big of a deal a lot of times early on. I feel like I did a decent chunk of damage to that Swain early. I hit him for like almost half his HP, but then he hits me for like all of my HP if he lands one bind at like level 2 or level 3, so yeah, the Fiora, it's easy to forget that she's on the team. Fiora is one of those, like, you have to really get, like, very far ahead with her to make her worth. I mean, I think that she could end up being better in this type of meta as a split pusher because she's good against tanks, but she doesn't bring a lot to your team. Like, she just splits. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot of gank pressure with her because she doesn't have any CC. At least with, like, Camille can roam better. Camille has CC. She's got, like, lockdown. She can get to the back line. She just can function a lot better in a team fight if she has to, so in general, I think Camille is just a better version of Fiora a lot of the time, if you want that style of champion. But, I mean, Fiora can do a ton of damage, it's just she doesn't bring any utility to the team. Not entirely sure that ult was necessary, but I didn't want her to like flash away after session 1 had used all of her CC. Oh, I do need to get boots too. I don't have boots. That'd probably be a good idea. I mean, this game is going to be hard to win either way, the mid and top, when it's like 2 and 12. Against Diana and Echo. But at least we're kind of getting a sense of how this works. It's possible we could come back in. We don't have anybody here. We're gonna get collapsed on by the Echo around here, probably. Side. Why is Fiora pinging us? Is it pinging us? Hey guys, I got 1v1. Do something. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know why you'd ping us for that. Damn it, somebody start carrying me now! Oh god. We are scaling. I mean, the Sejuani plus the Sona is going to be almost impossible for them to deal with. That champion's so obnoxious. Alright.
An ally has been slain.
I'm just gonna get mercs.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Yeah, we just, I don't know. You'd think we'd do it faster with double AD, but they're so far behind. It's starting to get there. Hey, thanks, Rika. I appreciate it. Fiora, dude. Did he kill anybody? Basically one shot by the Rise. So now they're maybe all gonna die to Echo. I mean, swiftness might be alright in general. Yeah, a lot of people don't do it because you're paying so much gold for just a little bit of extra combat movement speed, when a lot of people would just rather have the resistances or the added combat movement speed. They could just go get Dragon right now for the soul. They might have just someone random doing that. They might have the Diana doing it right now. They probably do, while everyone else is pushing. I'm just not sure. Yeah. I don't know. I think in this instance, I really need some kind of resistances, because I just really get one shot by Rise, Diana, or Echo. or Swain, really, and like they have like just having some resistances are good. I mean, resistances in general are going to be solid on Sona because you have self-healing and shielding, so it gives you even more value out of it. And I do have the conditioning rune, so I get a little bit more value out of that too. Well, there's no Baron form to take, so I guess that's good. Anything that can kind of stall him out a little bit. Go, 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 go! I can't... What even killed me? This Kaisa stuff? I was clicking go. Maybe I accidentally clicked on a minion or something. So they're basically reverting Sona's movement speed buff, pretty much, and giving her a bunch of other nerfs on top of it. So the movement speed was the whole reason that she ended up going top. Echo's complaint. He was literally like 0-6. The only person who can complain that game is Sejuani. Like, everyone else, including me, did not play well that game. So, the Sejuani, if she wanted to say something, it's understandable. Everyone else needs to probably just not type anything. Yeah, the Triss pick is terrible. I mean, I don't even remember. I didn't even like seeing it in Pro. Even in Season 9, some people would play it Pro with Blade of the Ruined King middle. I don't remember if she got nerfed because of that or what, but I just remember people trying it at Worlds, and it really wasn't even that good. It's like in the very early preliminary rounds, some people were doing it, but, you know, the idea is that she can be kind of safe early on, you know, with her W, and if you had good vision control, I guess she could punish, like, she can push and maybe punish melee champions early. I don't remember what would have been a melee mage at the time that people would have played, but at any rate, it just doesn't work out. Like, she just requires too many items. Her base damage is... Like, the base damage on her ult is high, but she really doesn't have a lot of all-in damage unless she jumps on you with her W, and a lot of other mages are just going to blow her up if she tries to do that. And her base stats are pretty low, too. So, it's just... I don't know. I think Triss is okay bottom if you can combine her with something like a Leona or a Nautilus or something that can hold him still, because then you have enough damage to get those resets in the bottom lane and do quite a lot of damage. But in mid lane, you're not going to be able to get those resets and start snowballing early. I guess the thought process might be you don't get punished as hard for having shorter auto attack range in the mid lane. I'm not really sure what the idea is, but they go Blade of the Ruined King for like an early power spike, which is terrible on Triss. Awful, because she doesn't have any on hit like stuff to tie together with it. Let's just get rid of Blitz.
Bond is a poor alternative.
Yeah, I mean, she just really wants a lot of attack speed and crit. She's just too slow. Lucian's a little more understandable, because he actually does a lot of damage early on. He does a lot of spell damage early on, so... Wait, this guy was wanting to go Soraka in the jungle?
Let's dance.
I don't know about Varus middle. I haven't seen a successful Varus middle consistently. Occasionally Lucian, especially against something like a Cassidon, or maybe a Diana or something middle, but even then, I'm skeptical of it. You do see it. That's why he's banned mostly in pro, I think, is because of his ability to go mid or top solo lane. But he hasn't been that successful in pro either. I mean, you need AP in the mid lane right now for good team balance a lot of times, because people are still picking AD top and half the time AD jungle. And the mages are good. It's not like the mages are bad in mid lane. Seems bad. Brand's not good middle, especially into Fizz. Kha'Zix is pretty bad into their team. I mean, Kha'Zix might be able to punish Karthus, but he's one of those, you know, no utility, you're all in on snowballing or you're worthless type of champs. Let's report New Bright guys. Filled top. Scion. I mean, Scion's alright as far as a champion goes, but I think I'm gonna dodge this. Our team comp's pretty garbage. The jungler is talking a lot too. People are saying that. That's not usually a good thing. No, that's my daughter in the background. I do think Spell Thieves is kind of a problem in the top. In general. I mean, they just need to make it to where you have to be near other people to trigger it. Like, that's it. Problem fixed. They had it right before. I don't know why they changed it. I don't... Huh. I don't think there are any changes on the slate for Veigar and Mouse. They're pretty far off the radar. I mean, do they have PDE stuff up? We could look at... Wait, what? Oh, recommended items. Okay, who cares? I was like, oh my god, what are all those changes? Just recommended items. Okay, they got the Wukong garbage on there that they're probably never going to release. And that's it. Yes, do not do that. If they dash, it follows you. That would be terrible. Mark's changes are at the bottom of this list. Oh, marksman changes? What do you mean? Oh, on the previous page? I don't see anything. Did they already hotfix Soraka? I literally said that. They're probably going to have to hotfix her in my notes. Okay, so they lowered the cooldown, lowered the mana. Now it starts off being reduced by 60%, going up. So they literally buffed her 3 times. Just so funny, like, lately with LS, it's like, I think he's been wrong about everything. Just about. In a lot of his stuff. I love LS, I watch his stuff. It's nice to have a difference of opinion. But it's just hilarious, just like, how wrong his read is on a lot of things. So Soraka is just kind of the newest thing where he thought that was actually going to be a buff for Soraka, some of those changes. But it is interesting. Okay, Sona, base attack damage is lowered. This is a hot fix to Sona. Oh, so Sona got nerfed on the spot. Oh, so they already nerfed her her movement speed by a lot. Okay, that's why it felt like I was moving pretty slow last game. All right, yeah, that's not good. I just really wanted to try out the tier change, but it doesn't matter. Her shouldn't have super mana problems anyways. Okay, Balmy Cinder cooldown 12. So they're already nerfing the Balmy Cinder thing? It's like, come on, man. Seriously? Can we just give it a day? Does Sejuani have like an 80% win rate? Okay, so they're lowering the scaling on all of them and making it a 12-second cooldown. And different bugs. No change to tier, just the change to Sona's mana cost being higher, and then she gets the refund. So you get a bigger benefit out of tier. So for example, if your Q level 1 goes to 75 now with a 30 mana refund if you touch somebody, with tier you would get 7.5 refund off of tier instead of a 5 refund off of tier, because it's 10% of the initial cost of the spell before the refund. So, you know, as you go through, then you get you get some extra benefit out of tier with the way they change that mechanic on Sona. But it really doesn't add up to enough. Like, it still just slows down your build way too much. Well, yeah, well, they need to nerf Ornn then. I mean, that's pretty obvious that was going to be a huge buff for Ornn. Need to nerf Ornn, not the item, I think. I mean, they were probably going to have to do that. Like, you can't give a champion, like, you can't buff a core item on a champion that's already, like, pick, ban, and pro. Without, like, some adjustment to that champion, or it could be too strong. They're just so fast to nerf anything about, like, tanks. I know he was a coach and an analyst in NA. I mean, I watch his stuff, it's okay. And, like, he had been more sort of on the money in the past, but lately, he's just really far off on a lot of stuff, I think. Alright, well, we don't have any engage, so... And just like his assessment of Morellonomicon, that's kind of what he's, in a lot of his casting, he's been sort of notorious for lately. Just very short-sighted. He's like, it's not a gold efficient item and this and that. I'm like, the healing reduction on it is massive, and it's not just for you, it's for your team. You know, your entire team. Like, it affects everyone on the enemy team. The same thing with Black Cleaver, you know. He'll say that Black Cleaver on set is garbage because it doesn't do, you know, as much damage as Trinity a lot of times. It's like, but that's not just, and he's like, they're not even buying armor in that matchup that he's in. It's like, but it's not for you only, it's for your entire team. So you have to think of it as your whole team gets that 24% armor reduction, right, when you're in a fight on every single person that you touch. So it's just that kind of stuff where he's not thinking about how much that like factors into utility on the enemy team. But anyways, I don't want to bash him too much. It's just like stuff like that though with the analysis that's a little short-sighted sometimes. Well, I hope this works out. I didn't really have time to vet people. I don't think people play ranked for fun. I mean, like, it's kind of weird that, like, the term for fun has been, like, sort of co-opted as this derogatory term. Because I think that you can be competitive and still have fun. But basically, like, for fun is meant, like, people play it not to win. And I think that most people do want to win in ranked. I think they're playing with the intent of winning. They just may not be sure, like, how to do that. So they might think, you know, this champion is OP, I'm going to play this champ on this patch, even though they don't have a lot of experience on it. And, you know, that we could sit here and think, hey, that's not going to give them their best chance to win. They should be playing their, you know, best champion if they're wanting to win, so therefore they're for fun. But the thing is, their intent is not to be for fun. I think when you're saying someone's a for fun player, I think part of it is like intent. Like their intent is to win. They are just going about it in a way that doesn't seem like it would give them the best chance to win. So I don't think most people are for fun in the sense that they don't care if they win or not in ranked. I think people care.
Am I good to you?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Well, LS does focus on the top, too. I mean, that he unabashedly says he's pretty much talking about pro, but even in his analysis of pro...
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Like, he's misunderstanding Conquer. Or,
How do you like me today?
More than
Morellonomicon.
yesterday, less than tomorrow.
Like, it's not as gold efficient as Leandri's, but it depends on how much healing the enemy team has. There are certain things that have a lot of healing that don't seem like they would. Like, Aphelios has a lot of healing.
You know I love
Even stuff like Conquer gives quite a bit of healing. Yumi's been getting played some in pro. What is Mini Mike Bloomberg? I don't know, what does that mean? Let's try not to get political. Oh, I just answered that, Big King. I don't think that's the intent of people, is not to win.
You okay?
I'm fine.
You're pushing yourself too hard.
It has to be done.
Oh, she took comment. Oh, that's interesting.
Boom. Headshot.
I don't know if I trust this Zaya, like, to go all in level 1. We can try level 2. I think we're gonna get out pushed though. Nami is very difficult to all in early levels because that wave just gives so much value in an early fight. Like, the healing combined with the shielding, if she gets 2 bounces, is massive. Oh wow, we missed a piece of experience.
First love.
It's not good. Interesting. Wait, was Alawi's middle? What the fuck? I thought they were switching. She could have just pressed B on me. I guess she was afraid maybe the person would flash or something. I'm not really sure what's going on there.
I'm lucky to have you.
No, I'm lucky.
I'm just gonna get some resistances. I could have gotten boots also, but we're kind of getting busted up down here. It's the playstyle difficulty. First of all, Yumi's not viable in pro. Like, that's the main reason Yumi got buffed. Yumi didn't get, or nerfed. She didn't get nerfed because she was too strong in solo queue. She got nerfed because she had a really high, like, win rate and ban rate in pro. Because she's super safe.
Just stay here.
In theory, if played at the highest level, and it's just too strong, like an untargetable, invincible support, it's just too strong for pro. I mean, it sucks that that's like, you know, your favorite champ, but they seem to get rid of her invincibility. I don't think, when? What are you talking about? She got nerfed with 0 pro play. When was that? She hasn't been nerfed for several patches.
You forgot the plan.
No, yeah. Hey, have you seen his cape?
Well, see, there was something where they thought it was going to be a buff, but it was a nerf. They did nerf her heals, but I don't remember exactly what all they did to her. I don't remember which patch, because they've done so many things, but they were trying to give her the attack speed buff on 80 carries. That's probably the patch you're talking about. Where they gave her an attack speed buff and like a movement speed buff. And possibly a Q buff, like later on in the game. In exchange for nerfing her heal. But I don't remember the exact details of whatever. But she's been played like recently in pro. 10.3? Maybe. I don't know, man. But I mean, that's the explanation for it. I don't think they've done a good job managing her.
Shoes?
I think they should just take away the ability to stay attached to someone forever and give her back some power elsewhere, but I can agree with that. But it's not like a, you know, a vendetta against your favorite champ. They just are worried about her presence in pro. People complain about her a lot too. She's just kind of a victim of just public perception. She got marketed as sort of this do-nothing support and get carries when she got released, when that's really not what she is. Like, you know, picking your spots when you want to try to get your shield can be kind of tricky, but nevertheless, she just has a bad perception. People just don't like enchanters in general. Hey, what's up? Not that dude. Cool, man. Congrats. I think Katarina, I mean, she's just a really risky, snowbally type of champ, but I think overall she's probably okay. I think she's more fair than something like Kassadin. At least you can kill her if you CC her. She's just like super risky. But she is, I mean, does feel kind of unstoppable, you know, if she does get ahead. Can't miss this XP. I can't watch Dragon though.
Burn this world to the ground and build a castle from the ashes. Live alone forever.
It doesn't, I mean, we're not gonna be able to stop it anyway. Shaco's top, so if there's... Never mind. Diana's just gonna invade and kill Shaco. Do I just have to ban Diana every game now? She's 30 CS up on him. Like, she has more CS than our ADC from jungle position. I mean, maybe those changes really buffed her clear a lot. I mean, they're obviously going to be good changes. But it's okay if Diana's doing well, though, in the jungle, because she kills people. But God forbid we ever see Sejuani again.
Do you love me because I'm beautiful?
Gotta nerf that Cinderhole. Shaco, please. I mean, he's so far behind.
Darling.
Yes.
Oh god, he's going to AD Shaco too. Tiamat just feels so bad when you have to buy that as a support or as a jungler.
You gonna marry me today?
Ask me again tomorrow.
Alright,
Hey Giannis, congrats, buddy. Yeah, I can see your text.
An enemy is unstoppable.
I'm in, you know, gotta remember I'm in a game and there's a lot of people talking, so sometimes I'm not gonna be able to respond to everything immediately. Yeah, I think we congratulated you earlier for your D3.
Also,
That skin's very confusing. I mean, I guess that's probably the purpose why he uses that skin, but it looks like the clone, because the clone I thought was usually like a greenish color. Unless, maybe you're not talking to me in terms of, can I see it? But I can see it, yeah. I just can't always respond immediately. I'm not really sure, man. Oh, damn. I got CC'd. Did I get bubbled right when I was about to knock people up? We were probably going to lose that fight anyways, but that knock-up would have been huge. I think I got Nami bubbled. Yeah, right when I was about to W.
An ally has been slain.
I've been kicked around since I was born. It's all right. It's okay.
That 13
Staying
force.
alive. Again, because
I'm just dead. The old Nobi Ghostblade. Shaco doesn't even have enough to kill like a fully CC'd Rumble who has no resistances. Like, it's just freaking sad. Berserker Greed? Why would you have Berserker Greed? Well, I didn't do my research. That's what I get. Tarek's OP. I mean, if you're winning on him,
I don't do safe.
I wouldn't use the term OP to describe Tarek, but I would say situationally viable. Jesus Christ, dude, we just cannot, like, these first two games are just, like, impossible.
I know that.
Now, I did really poorly on the first one, so that's fair, but it's like, that's why I've just had to play Rakan all the time. It's like, at least I do, like, oh, alright, you know, on Rakan pretty much every game. I occasionally have a bad game, but
Weren't impressed. With what? I'm amazing.
usually I think I overperform on Rakan. I just need to just do better. They're like really overperform and just not make any mistakes ever. Just dive at us. Well, let's just get people want to do that. It's just not happening. There'll probably be one person that says no.
Your turret
We'll just
has
throw
been
it out there.
The sky,
It's lovely.
not as beautiful as you.
We just don't have it. Like, the AD Shaco is just really worthless if he falls behind, especially. Like, if you go lethality Shaco, like, really early, and you get ahead, if you can get, like, Ghost Blade, Dust Blade, that type of stuff, it can be alright. But when you have to get Tiamat's, like, a 1400 tax just so you can clear the waves, it's pretty bad. Then your clone, really, like, doesn't do that much damage. If you go AP Shaco with the boxes, I think you do come online a lot faster early on. And I think you scale a lot better too. You can just kind of engage, then you just have your boxes and your ult, you know, just do a ton of damage. With a lot less threat, you don't have to stand there and auto attack a lot. I've tried Pike. I mean, Pike is okay if you're really far ahead, but
I dance because I'm free. Now!
I mean, I don't think my pick is the problem. This game. I think Rakan's fine. I think in most comps, like, Rakan's fine. It's just
That's a good place.
how well you play him and how well, like, you're able to manage your team, pretty much. Tiamat's 1350. Okay, well, it's a very large tax just to be able to clear. Why? Why would they not go for that? We need something, anything. He's got 500 gold shutdown. Like, you see Rakan running in, you know I'm going to be able to engage. I mean, I guess they're afraid that you don't have win condition with Rakan. It's the same win condition as every other support. What do you mean? I think he has more potential avenues to carry than, like, almost any other support. You don't do a ton of damage. I mean, if you're the, you know, if your analysis is the type of analysis that's going to say you can't win unless you're brand and you do 70,000 damage as support, you know, sure. I mean, I disagree with that, but I mean, that, you know, Rakan doesn't do a lot of damage, so, you know, I'll give you that, but, I mean, you can win around ADC, like you have Engage. You can go double on-hit items with Zeke's and Ardent Sensor. You can go Shirelias to help out things like a Darius or a Set get in there. You can go a team fight build with, like, Redemption. Athene's Unholy Grail. Like, he has the most versatile item builds. The most versatile strategy. You can play all-in lanes. You can survive poke lanes. You can rotate, play around mid lane. You can ward deep in the jungle and invade. You can't heal your carry. He has one of the most efficient heals in the game. Or shields in the game.
Enemy killing spree.
I mean, his shield is like 240 base with a 1.6 ratio.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Time to get it started.
Your turret has been destroyed.
God has arrived.
I saw you.
I mean, Pike's good if you're, like, really far ahead, but, like, if you're behind and you can't get those executes, you can have some problems. I mean, by that logic, Janna doesn't shield either, or doesn't, like, heal either. I mean, I guess she does with her ult, but I don't know. I'll say he's not, like, gonna be probably the best at any one specific task, but he's very versatile in a bunch of different tasks. I mean, he's the highest win rate support of all time.
For us, it
Even right now. Nobody talks about him. I mean, this game it's going to look like we don't have a win condition, but a lot of that is because it's 21-6 with no tower pressure, and just all of our lanes are just doing terribly. Like, we're building the wrong items, we don't have kills, we're dying a lot. Like, we're probably going to lose this game. I mean, it's possible if they throw really hard and we get Baron or something, maybe, but at least we got our flash. I'm gonna die though.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay. Pyke's like not as great against tanks either, which people may or may not start playing a bit more of. I mean, Pyke's fine. Like, I'm not gonna tell you Pyke's not a great champion, but I don't think that me not playing Pyke is the reason why I'm not climbing. I think I'm just not playing well enough. That's it. I think like my pick on Rakan is fine. I just have to play better. I can play better. I mean, I've been Diamond several times before. I just am not, like, in recent times playing well enough to do it. I mean, I think my biggest thing is I just do not adjust, like, as well as I should to different sort of elo brackets. Like, I get suckered into too many bad situations, I think, a lot of times. Whoa. I don't know what you mean by I expect them to carry me.
Man,
Like, I don't know what you mean by carry me. Like, I don't think damage is the only way to, like, carry a game.
Enemy killing spree.
Like, I think that, you know, being able to do things like CC a bunch of people, have high utility items, provide vision control, initiate fights, like, all of that stuff, like, can win games.
Has been destroyed.
I mean, I don't know what carry me means. I mean, once again, if someone wants to define, like, the only way that you can win League of Legends and the only thing that matters is to have a bunch of damage and a bunch of kills, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, even, like, just from a broad, like, just set all of the theory aside, right? Like, who have been the top, like, almost every analyst, everything, what have been the top supports for the last year or so? Maybe, like, 8 months. Is it champions that do a ton of damage? Or is it Nautilus and Leona? You know, I mean, by that logic, like, you, in order to carry, you have to do a ton of damage. That would mean at the very top of the support win rate chart, we should see Brand, we should see Zyra, we should see Vel'Koz, Xerath, Pyke. But that's not what we see, right? Like, Bard does some damage for sure. Let's do it that way. Blitzcrank does some damage, but then, like, other stuff that's near the top, you've got Nami, Sona, Janna, Taric, you know, Lulu. Vel'Koz is in there. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't do a ton of damage. Like, yeah, Zyra's there. She's at 51%. Brand's probably, you know, at 50%. But there are a lot of champions that don't do a ton of damage that also have a really high win rate. And that's historically how it's always been. Leona does not do a lot of damage later on. Bard is, like, okay early on. Blitzcrank does do a lot of damage. I mean, everybody was just, like, we were just, like, people just weren't having good games that time. Like, that's it. That's all. There's nothing, like, mystical about that game. I mean, I'm not, like, I'm doing okay, like, in these games, but, like, like, that game was borderline unwinnable, but that's not because, like, the support role, or that, like, Rakan is not that great, right? It's just every single person on our team underperformed every person on their team to an extent, and you should lose that game, right? If you have 4 people on your team that aren't doing that well, you should lose. Now, would a Smurf play, you know, support to climb? No, but you got to keep in mind that that's not like a real gameplay, because they're not playing against their peers. It's like, could an NBA player go into high school and just, like, shoot a 3 every time they got the ball and just run it up the lane and just dunk every single time? It's like, yeah, you can do that if you're, like, a pro player playing against, you know, the JV team in high school. That's a viable strategy. But if you're actually on the JV team in high school and you never pass the ball and you always run it up and just try to dunk it every play and you fail half the time, you're going to find yourself on the bench real quick.
Ignorant bro.
So that's kind of the thing, is, like, you can't look at, like, these challenger, these, like, unranked to diamond accounts and see, aha, see, you know, he got autofilled as support, so he's playing Brand or Zyra, or, you know, he's playing a high damage dealer every single game. It's like, it's because they're better, a lot better than everyone. Like, I think I play, you know, better, probably on average, than a decent chunk of support players in low plat, but I'm not like astronomically, you know, better than a lot of them. That's a... Thanks, Arturo. I mean, we were, like, I did stuff that game. Like, I engaged in fights, we won a few fights. It's not like we did nothing. It's just that they were a lot stronger for a lot of the game, you know? And that's just how it is. I kind of want to play, like, an AP champ, but I don't. Like, a Vel'Koz or something. Because Vel'Koz is good in Desira, but I just, if they pick Assassins or something that's really mobile, it would be a problem. I'm not playing Soraka right now after those nerfs. Spoiler alert. I might play Janna or Lulu, but I don't want to play that into Zyra. I do agree. I think that Janna is really good, you know, in general right now in this patch. But you have to have certain conditions. Lulu's not going to be insane, I don't think, with Misfortune, because Misfortune deals a lot of her damage from her abilities. And both of them just kind of get whacked by Zyra early on. Hey, thanks, Arturo. I mean, it's not like you're... like wrong, like you know, damage can be really good. I mean, if I was playing like on a Smurf account down in Silver, I'd probably be playing Brand every game, but like up here, it's a lot harder to make that kind of stuff work as much. It's just really risky. I played Zyra or Brand or something the other day and just got obliterated. Died like 10 times or something. Yeah, I agree, Romeo. It's a lot of it's terminology. People just... But I think that's what Jat is saying is incorrect. It's funny now that everyone has been talking about how like strong Soraka is and, you know, blah, 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 all this stuff. Soraka's OP when like literally I was saying she was OP since November. And it hasn't really changed that much. If anything, she got, like, I think she got a lot weaker at the start of the real season. And in the preseason, she was even stronger. But she was still strong in general. But it wasn't until the LCS started coming back and Pro started playing her, mostly in the top lane, that people noticed she was good. Why is Janna one of the most nerfed champions ever? Because she's one of the highest win rate supports in solo queue of all time, if not the highest. Like, she, before like the cataclysm of nerfs, at the end of Season 7, I think, or the start of Season 8, she, like, averaged something like a 54 or 55% win rate for, like, 8 seasons straight, or 7 seasons straight, however long it was. Like, every season. Even now, after all the nerfs, she's still, like, 52%. She virtually never, is not at least a decent champion. There was, like, one stretch there where she was under 50 before some of the buffs, but...
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
It's because healing and shielding's really strong, and she's a relatively safe enchanter, which is somewhat rare. I'm just gonna go ahead and ward this.
30 seconds.
I could try to ward deeper, but because she has a lot of peel and escape, she scales really well, and I mean, that's it. I mean, Sona historically has been pretty strong too, but Sona's just not as safe as Janna is. And for a lot of League's history, ADCs have mattered a ton, and giving them extra AD is a really big deal on her shield.
Minions have spawned.
I dance to the beat. The beat called
But that's why she was nerfed so much. And people hate her. I mean, she's like the support meme for people that don't play support especially. And people don't understand her. Like, people just don't understand healing and shielding. I mean, you see all of this people talking, like, right now, like, oh, healing's actually good, Soraka. It's like that, like, the concept of healing and shielding has always been good. Just people don't think of it as a carry stat until they start seeing Soraka go, like, 80% in pro, then in top lane, and then all of a sudden they're like, huh, yeah, maybe healing and shielding is good. But that's why, I mean, Janna's, like, one of the, like, least respected, you know, most kind of undercover support of all time. Because not only does she have that shield, but she does a lot of stuff that just doesn't show up on stat sheets. Like, she's just very disruptive. Like, with her tornado. You know, like, tornadoing someone to stop some of their movement. And just winning a fight off of that. Like, tornadoing the Lee Sin when he's going in for his insect kick. Screwing up his combo, and then he dies right there. And then your team engages, aces him, and gets Baron. You know, that's not going to show up on a stat sheet, but, you know, your ability to stuff the Lee Sin right there pretty much won you the fight and ultimately won you the game off of that play. And that kind of stuff happens all the time when you play Janna, and just no one ever thinks about it unless you've played Janna a lot. They just kind of feel this sense of, like, annoyance when you're playing against Janna. Like, you can't do anything. But that annoyance is, like, real power. It's just very difficult to understand. And also, like, the amount of AD that she gives the AD carry. It's like the AD carry might do an extra, you know, 5,000 damage in a game because of your shield. And that doesn't show up on your stat sheet. It shows up on theirs.
Living the dream. The dream.
So, I mean, that's why Janna gets nerfed, is people don't understand her, but they hate her. Funny how that goes hand in hand a lot of times. People understand stuff, or hate stuff they don't understand. Not always the case, but often.
I do what I want. No starving can say the same.
So yeah, I mean, we're probably going to lose this lane, but, like, you're going to lose almost any lane as a, into Zyra Lucian. It's just so aggressive early. Like, if I played something like I said, like a Xerath or a Vel'Koz or something, we might be able to win the lane, but I just didn't know, like, what their jungler and mid were going to play, and those champs are pretty bad into assassins, and, like, not great later on if you fall behind. So Rakan can usually survive because he's got that repeatable shield, which gives him a lot of effective health during the laning phase. And he can itemize into magic resist early. It's like an Athene's or Mercury Treads or something. Janna used to be fine into those kind of matchups. She might still be okay, but it's just like the really long cooldown on the shield early on can make you kind of vulnerable. Or Zyra has long cooldowns too, to be fair, but...
Being bad feels so good.
Okay, they aren't moving towards Dragon. Zoe needs to, like, leave. Vi should be able to solo that. Yeah, she's got that easily. Vi is a Dragon Warrior. She did get caught at the end, but it's worth it. That's a flash. Nah. I maybe could have walked out. I didn't know Vi was there. I maybe could have walked out and Eve, but it was going to be really risky. I just didn't even want to mess around with it.
How do the Star Guardians see anything?
Guess we might go for Athene's here.
They're so darn sparkly.
Feels kind of bad, because, like, if the Talon, and of course Talon is getting fed, I'm going to get evaporated if I don't get Zeke's. But... I do want some magic resist for the Zyra too. They have a pretty good spread of damage on their team, which is annoying.
The secrets of galaxies, the wound of the seven. Ooh, and it swishes. Swish, swish. Evil love.
I don't know where Talon is.
The universe
Okay, he's there.
towards chaos. I'm just helping it along.
Why did you make me get rooted? Why? Why can't you hack my keyboard and make me dodge Zyra's E? Does he have phase? Why was he moving so quick? Oh, he's got Nimbus Cloak with Ignite.
When Zaya and I were abandoned on a desolate planet, I realized something. I don't like being alone.
Yeah, but that wouldn't explain why he got that big boost of speed under the tower. It was like 99% sure it's because he has Nimbus Cloak and used Ignite. Like, that's the only thing. And I heard something activate too. It sounded like a phase rush noise, but it's probably something else.
Woo! I am so far past redemption, I am in the fun zone. Dancing between the rules.
Oh, you're gonna die, Zoe. Oh my god. I thought she was gonna walk out. Oh my god, the root! Yeah, they weren't close enough, dude, because I got rooted the same as you by the Zyra whenever I went in.
Thanks, Riku. Real cold.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to get Mobies and try to play around mid. I mean, she could have flashed the root too. If we're talking like what was perfect play there, she could have easily flashed the Zyra root and killed the Rakan or killed the Lucian also, but I'm not gonna ping her flash. It's like we just got rooted. I mean, Zyra just outplayed us. I got rooted right when
slain.
Damn, I was flashing hoping I could E over to the Zoe.
Can't kill evil, but you can wear it like a sweet.
Well, I mean, the ult wasn't a terrible idea. Her ult, I mean, maybe I could have R'd and gotten over to her faster. I don't remember what was going on. I think I was trying to clear the ward, but he took a tower shot. When I turned around to clear the ward, I think he took a tower shot, and she saw that as an opportunity to go, which isn't bad. I mean, she got him really low. We just had to not get hit by the Zyra, and I just got rooted by the Zyra. I could have flashed the Zyra root also. Honestly, wasn't even looking at it. I was looking at the Lucian, so I got caught, like, looking at the wrong thing. He's too strong right now. I don't think we can beat him. She's got Leandre's. We're just gonna have to wait on help.
I only believe in myself.
An ally has been slain.
Why is it 6-13 again?
Perfection doesn't exist, except for my hair.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Ooh, I am alive.
What was... you...
Doing the right.
Hey, Sammy, see if you can unban Gracie. She has kind of a weird name, but, like, what she was saying in chat was, like, actual, like, stuff. Like, she wasn't saying anything inappropriate in the chat. She was actually talking about supports, I think. I mean, you know, it might come down to that later, but I wouldn't ban her just for her name. I was kind of looking at that, too. The name's a little weird, but... Unless it was repeating. Was it repeating what people had already said? Or was that like a legit thing that...
Enemy killing spree.
I didn't read up. I think it was an actual person, just with the poor choice of name, that was saying, like, stuff relevant to the stream. It just had the name of a bot. Oh, it was just copying what was already said? Okay, never mind. Good ban then. I couldn't see if it was copying or not. If it was just straight copying what other people had already said, then yeah, ban it. Okay, yeah, it is saying... Yeah. Okay, no, ban it. Sorry. Ban it, yeah, that's copying exactly what was said, because I remember Sammy saying that. Yeah. Yeah, my bad, Sammy. You're right. You're right, ban it. Oh, Jesus. That was a thing we saw, like, the other day. Holy shit, how... 800 damage? With no ult? Off of Tiamat? Tiamat, Sarah to Dirk? Okay. Well, that's what I get for not getting an armor item first. No, of course not, Sammy. I was just saying that my rank's always in the bottom left for people that are wondering about my rank. It looked like they were saying legit things, but they were just copying what other people had said from earlier, and I didn't see that. Because the chat's been pretty active tonight, and I just wasn't able to read everything that had already been said. So I didn't realize it was a copy of what some people had said. Yeah, it's like something with a name like that is probably going to be a bot, but it's possible. There have been some people that have names that seem like it could be bot-like that have been actual people in the past. Okay. Probably just need to surrender. I don't think Talon Jungle is real. We'll see. I haven't seen it yet. It's possible, but...
Your turret has been destroyed.
I haven't seen it. Maybe it is really strong. To me, it did not seem like it was going to be like that good, but maybe. I just thought his clear wasn't going to be good enough, but maybe it is.
Most good guys are just kidding.
Okay, I dodged her E that time. I mean, Talon just is... I just think assassins are... I mean, I don't like assassins, but there are plenty of people in the game that do like assassins. I just think someone being deleted in, like, a tenth of a second is not, like, good for the game, but Talon is almost always one of the worst defenders of that. Really, Vi? Really, Vi? Are you kidding me right? Dude! Dude! Give me a fucking jump, bro! Oh my god! Dude, is this kid actually trolling? He's like sitting here doing wolves when they're fighting Urgot, who's got a 700 gold shutdown. Like, wolves give how much? Like 100 gold? 100 to 150 gold? You got someone who's worth like 1,000 gold there?
An enemy is unstoppable.
And you're like, hold on, bro, hold on. We gotta get these wolves real quick. Like, oh, Rakan's in trouble. I'm literally at 100% health. Urgot doesn't have any cooldowns. Let me just walk out of range of his E. It's like, what? I mean, I've made plenty of mistakes too. I'm not trying to say I haven't made any mistakes, but that's just like mind-numbing. I mean, she just has no clue what's going on. I can only assume she's auto-filled. I mean, she had a good timing with the early dragon take. Like, she knew level 4, like, that she could go take that dragon. She's had some engages. I don't know. Maybe she's really high. That Urgot's real scary. Cho'Gath's 0-7. I mean, I'm 1-7. I'm also the support though. Like, it's a, you know, it's like winnable if I'm like a little low on gold. You know, I've got a lot of stuff I can still do. Like Cho'Gath That's gonna be rough. I mean, it's possible if they really screw up, maybe we get back in this. Just like all three of these games, we've been down like 5,000 gold so far tonight. But it seems like at least 5,000. God, they got the soul at 22 minutes? Wait, Vi lost the dragon? Oh my god. How'd she lose that first dragon? I thought she got it. Okay, we'll take that back, I guess. Somehow she lost the first dragon. She was alive when it died. Three people just chased that Zyra instead of going for the engage that I had there. I guess she just missed smite on it earlier when dude showed up. Oh, okay, yeah, my bad. I didn't see it, I guess. No, I didn't see the steal. I guess I was out of it. I was probably talking about something else. I'm just gonna get deleted. I don't know. Like, they have a good comp in the sense that they have so much threat. Like, they have a lot of magic threat and a lot of physical threat. So it's just really hard to itemize anything defensively. I guess maybe I should have just gone Mercs and a Zeke's. Because Zeke's does have some magic resist on it. Against the Zyra and lane. And then I would have had the armor against Talon. Yeah, I think we might see some tank junglers back again. I think Maokai, like, definitely has some potential. I mean, you could just see Cinderholt Gragas again. Although I mean, a lot of people have been liking to build him AP, but... We got the shutdown on him. Yeah, I think Maokai is really underrepresented in the jungle, probably. Maybe even in top. As he does have good ganks if he can like get a good flank on people. They can't even flash his engage. I mean, they can pull him under tower, which is a consideration, but I think Maokai is potentially pretty strong. And then Sejuani, of course. And we'll certainly see some Sej Pro. Yeah, if we do see some tanks, those would probably be the two. Okay, they just really didn't want to follow up on that, I guess. I don't know. If they hit that, we could have killed the Silas. I maybe should have let the Silas hit me with that. I didn't think about it for a moment, though. kill me there. Yeah, they're just all spreading out, and we just don't have any, like, real threat.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Maybe I tunneled on trying to get the Silas too much there. I don't know. Like, the Talon was out of range, the Silas was out of range. Like, the Zoe's doing, like, alright, but that's kind of it. It's hard to... It's hard for Zoe to be, like, the only one, you know? Nah, I mean, they nerfed the Bomby Cinder stuff a little bit, but I think it's still gonna, like, give pretty good wave clear. They just don't want it to activate, like, twice in a fight, probably, but... Well, I mean, just... I think our comp, in theory, could be okay. We just didn't play it very well. I mean, I've been working on a Smurf account recently. I mean, of course I'd like to have 2 accounts in Diamond. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to have just 1 account in Diamond right now. I'd settle for 1. I mean, Zoe was the only person that, like, did anything that game, pretty much, so... She actually made a couple of good picks with her bubbles. I mean, I don't know. Searching for answers. I mean, I did screw up like some plays bottom. Like, I should have hit that W on the Lucian before he ulted. I could have flashed the Zyra root, and that probably would have been a double kill. Like, I done, there were several things that I could have done better that game for sure, but, you know, we're just getting, like, no, no margin for error with these teams.
Ignorant thralls.
What do you want, Sadie? She says, I just want some petting. I really did not like how Sona felt. I mean, she can be good, but she just gets, like, deleted. Yeah, I tried the tier Sona earlier. I was not impressed. Do not like that build. And once again, I don't think my picks are sort of the problem. I might try to pick some other stuff, you know, if we have Engage, but it's extremely rare to have Engage. Still. I thought about playing Janna or something, but I don't want to do that into Pike. We don't have any Engage, so...
Let's dance.
Okay, Sammy. Good luck to y'all. Okay, Darius is decent. Mordekaiser's pretty good. I don't know if that's top lane or whatever. Auto-filled ADC, first time Zion. Jesus Christ. I can't believe I've lost that much with Rakan recently. 46%? How is that even possible? Dude, it's been so bad. The last, like, 3 weeks or something. 2 weeks, 3 weeks at this point. It's just been, like, I don't know. You know, one thing, too, during, like, the preseason also is I don't have classes. So I actually get to go to sleep. And, like, not have a really chaotic schedule. So, I mean, that could play into it also, is that I'm, like, better rested, better, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Could actually be playing into it somewhat. I mean, I don't know. I am definitely making some mistakes tonight. I don't really want to play Bard, man. Not into that comp they have. Yeah, but, like, I still have, like, on the season, like, a 52% win rate or something on Rakan. Because we had, like, a 60% win rate. 60-something% for the first, I don't know, 80 games or something. ADC's gold for because they're either a Smurf or they're duoed with somebody. Probably duoed with somebody.
Hey, I have a plan.
You have a plan?
Yeah, I'll go on instinct.
That's the opposite of a plan.
I don't know. People say preseason's easier. I really don't think so. Because, like, it's usually just the addicts that play in the preseason. I feel like you don't have as many of the casual, I'm going to play, like, 1 or 2 games a day people in the preseason. That's my thought process on it. I feel like the games were much higher quality in the preseason. I feel like there was not as much feeding. There were tighter, more competitive games more often during the preseason. But I don't have any sort of, like, empirical evidence for that.
Already wandering off.
No, I'm not. Only a little.
But I feel like that's not necessarily the thing. Now, bot lane, I think, was stronger in the preseason because the dragons were stronger in the preseason. I don't remember. I think plate gold was worth more in the preseason, too.
How can humans hear the magic?
Dude, why would you auto him out of a bush? Like, what? It's like, you either go for the all-in or not, you know? Why are they still going? Did Ryze even level up any spells?
Do you love me because I'm beautiful or because I'm sexy?
Not now.
Love is so cruel.
That might be true, too, that there aren't a lot of Smurfs. That's part of it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Everyone already has their high-level accounts. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that does make a little sense. But I don't think we're getting Smurfed on, like, every game. Although that does happen more, you're right, in the normal season.
I'm the lucky one.
I mean, I think I was probably playing better in the preseason a little bit. I just don't feel like there's that much of a discrepancy. Maybe there is between, because I was like D4 most of the preseason. I got as high as D3. It's just some like meta adjustments I'm just not really like doing or something. I don't know. It's not playing as well around like in this bracket.
What are those things humans wear on their feet?
Shoot. Thanks, babe.
Yeah, you probably want Shirelius with this comp. The Mordekaiser and the Darius and the Ryze. They're gonna like that. trying to anticipate I was gonna dodge left, I guess. I don't know. Jesus H. Can I just want to get an ADC. Please, just somebody. How is it possible that my ADC is always worse? It's gotta be like, I'm just not playing around them. Am I supposed to just like eat the misfortune cues there or something? Just assume that she can't dodge it and just eat it? I don't know. I mean, I'm not that tanky. Like, if they just have to be able to dodge stuff at some point, right? I don't even care if the ADC doesn't play well. I just want like an evenly matched game. Like if my ADC is making a lot of mistakes, I just want their ADC to make a lot of mistakes that I can capitalize on. I mean, maybe they are, and I'm just not capitalizing on them enough. Probable. I don't know. Gotta figure something out, because this is a grand mystery that just doesn't make any logical sense. It's gotta be something I can do. Oh my god, the pike pushed in and roamed? No way.
You and beautiful.
Why, thank you, darling.
Yes.
No, I don't think
Definitely
more.
talking about you, honey.
Like, I don't think it's my champion. I think Rakan is my best champ. I think he's really good in the meta. Missed the stun. Oh, she's dead. Probably. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, should have left her. Yeah, she's dead. Should have left her. Mr. Stun on the slowed misfortune. I don't know. I really don't pay that close of attention to the animations. I think they're all about the same. On all of the Rakan skins.
I dance because I'm free.
I should have left her. I thought maybe we could turn it on that Lee, but it's not happening. I mean, Rakan is engaged though. Like, he's not hooked, but I have played hook champion. I've played every champion that you could think of. It's like a mainstream support. Like, I've played a decent chunk of Nautilus. I've played Leona. I've played Thresh. Like, it's not like I haven't played stuff. I've played stuff. And Rakan's just my best champ. I think anyone that's watched the channel for a long time, you know, could probably say in the last, like, year or so that Rakan has definitely been my best champ. Auto attack. It's making me sad, man. It's making me real sad. I mean, I know she's low, but it's like you gotta put your head down and just auto. Like, I don't think it's Riot's fault. I mean, it's my fault. Like, it's like there are like supports and challengers. You know, it's not like you can't win. If you play support, you can. I'm just not doing whatever it is I need to be doing. And I kind of know, like, in theory what it is, but I just gotta just be disciplined and execute on it. Just perform better. And, like, not get baited, for instance, in that Lee Sin fight. I think Rakan's fine. I mean, it's pretty amusing that every time I like lose 3 games in a row or something, everyone always is like, you gotta abandon the pick. You gotta, you know, you gotta completely change the way you're playing and completely change your pick around. When in fact, it's just It's either like actually literally unlucky because we're just getting unwinnable games, which does happen in League, or I'm just not executing right. I'm just not playing well with the pick. I mean, sometimes it is the pick, but like, I think that's a really easy one that a lot of people will try to point to, when most of the time it's just the person's not playing well. Like, a lot of times the picks, like, you know, the difference between a lot of like the mainstream champs, like the champs that I have is like the top 10, any of them could be like a really good champion if you're good on those champs, you know. I'm not going to say every champion's equal and it doesn't matter which champ you play, but if it's all stuff that's like, you know, within reason, within the sphere of like playability, if you're good on those champs, you know, you can still like hard carry. So like, could Pike, you know, be really strong? Could something like Janna be really strong, or Nautilus or Leona? Sure.
You going somewhere?
But I mean, I don't have pity on him for being gold 4. I have pity on me. Like, he shouldn't be in this game. Like, don't duo with someone that's like Platinum 1, or not Platinum 1, but like Gold 1 or Platinum 4, whatever his buddy is, unless you can actually play in that bracket, you know? I mean, I was D3 at one point, but yeah, it's not, I'm saying like 3 games tonight. I haven't gone straight down from P2, like we have won some games. It's been like a slow-ish crawl over the last, like 3 weeks or so. It's not like I've been like 0-30, but it's just, you know, been a consistent, you know, like 45% win rate or something.
Killing spree.
I can't really roam, so we never have priority, and mid lane's also getting crushed. I mean, maybe I could have abandoned and tried to roam, but it's like the Pike can match me, and I'd just be losing experience. And we want to keep the Pike in that lane, too, so that he doesn't roam. I don't know. I mean, maybe I could have abandoned the lane, but we just don't, like, we don't have a jungler I can play around that well early on. Ryze is also getting slammed. If I roam, that's going to free up Pike to roam.
Scared of magic. They are scared of where I'm from.
Well, Rakan needed that nerf. Like, he still is the highest win rate in, like, Pro, and he's got a higher win rate right now in solo queue than he did before those nerfs. Like, his win rate in solo queue right now is, like, 51-something%. Maybe didn't need to ult there. I didn't notice he had that. I didn't even think about that he had the person to E out onto. But yeah, I mean, he's like, I think he's like top 5 win rate in solo queue of like mainstream sports. And then he's the highest win rate in pro. So it's not like, no, he's in a bad spot. If he didn't have those nerfs, he'd be really OP. So, like, he deserved those nerfs. He's still good. Alright, I'm gonna get Forbidden Idol, I guess. But it's not even pro. Like his win rate back when he got those nerfs in solo queue, when he was pit banned in pro, like every game when he was really OP in pro, his win rate in solo queue was something like 47 or 48%. Like, it was actually lower. Now it's higher. It's like 51 to 52, and you might be thinking, well, why is that? And a lot of it is because they increased his base stats by a lot. They gave him like 50 extra HP and then extra armor. They increased like his base damage on his W a couple of times. So like they gave him more just like invisible type of stuff to help him out in solo queue at the cost of, because most people in solo queue are not, they weren't doing the, like the RW, like they weren't really exploiting that, because you can still hit people even with R and a slower W, or with R and then use your E to engage, then use your W after that. Like, That was just really like a huge problem in Pro. It's because it was so, there was so little counterplay at really high tiers of play. But he has actually got a little bit better in solo queue because he had more survivability.
That was a Vestayan farewell.
Isn't a Vestayan farewell when you say Ulavash?
I was trying to have a moment, Rakan.
Of course, we get like this Smurfy lead. I don't know if he's necessarily a Smurf. It was a good like kick flash. I didn't think he was gonna get it. I don't think Rakan's bad. I mean, people can have that opinion if they want, but like I said, his win rate's like 51 or 52%. I mean, like it's higher than Leona and Nautilus if you're just looking at like stats and solo queue. If you're saying he can't play in solo queue, like, it's only for pro. Like his stats in solo queue are pretty good too for an engage. That's like so hard to play too. That's the thing, is like Rakan's not an easy champion to play. Like his decisions are tough. If you don't make the right moves, you can definitely get blown up. You know, he's Thresh-esque in that regard. His mechanics aren't as hard as Thresh, but he does have tough decisions.
Don't go there again.
And there's a big difference between, you know, making the right move and not making the right move. But he's got a higher win rate than Thresh. He's got a higher win rate than Leona, than Nautilus. All of these things, in theory, perform a lot better with communication as well. You see him without Xayah. I mean, obviously the pros are going to try to pair him with Xayah as well, but you can definitely see him without Xayah also. I mean, like, that doesn't take that much communication, you know? It's like, okay, Rakan's going in. Guess they're dead. Well, it's not even like the ADCs. It's like you can play around anyone. Like right there, I set the Darius up. Like that's one of the big strengths of him. I might do Locket next.
They ain't ready for
Your
what
turret
I'm
has been
bringing.
destroyed.
Like I would say he's one of the least reliant supports on AD carry. Like every support to some extent, like the AD carry is gonna matter, you know. But of the like engaged champs, I think he's probably the least reliant because he can play around other people and his itemization allows him to scale. So it's okay if you fall a little behind early. It's not ideal, but you can deal with that better than you can if you're playing like Leona or something.
I don't even understand the plan. I trust my life.
It's like, I don't trust my ADCs. That's why I play Rakan. I mean, your only other option would be just play like, you know, if you want something that really doesn't rely on ADCs that much, you play like Brand or Zyra, but then you get punished for like lack of mobility and warding in the mid game. No, they cannot remove that delay on his ult. It's too strong.
Wild magic, we have no children. We have no future.
Like I said, he's already really good. Like they don't need to buff him. He's already like the highest win rate support in Pro this season. Even without Xayah. Even though he is paired with Xayah some, he does still have quite a lot of success with other ADCs as well. And I think he was the highest win rate support at Worlds. And, you know, basically every time he's the highest win rate in Pro, pretty much. Except for like some very small specific moments. Oh my god, that stun though. Okay, wow, that was almost really good. By the pipe. I wasn't paying attention to that stun. Like, he's fine, he doesn't need buffs. I mean, obviously as a Rakan player, I would love it, but I'm just telling you, like, balance-wise for the health of the game, like, they should not buff him. sure you don't want to pull this out, guys? We got it. Oh my god. Darius could have had him. He didn't see that I pinged Shirelia's, or he didn't understand what it means, I guess. He's played a lot. I mean, I didn't break it down by region. I just looked at the aggregate of all regions combined. I mean, we can look at it after this, but I feel like I see him quite a lot in LEC and in Korea. Oh, damn it. I forgot I was gonna go, block it. I mean, Zeke's is not bad. Like, having that extra slow would be nice. Or it's gonna kill him and get Baron. Is that the game? Yep.
Shut down.
Yep, sounds good. We're just having a moment there. Are they not gonna Baron off of that? I guess not. Okay. Attack! Zaya, you gotta attack. Can we do it? I don't think we can do it. We can't. I don't think so.
We got a problem.
Think or no?
No, we got a problem?
Can we? I don't know, man. I mean, we can take a look at it, I guess. Zaya's doing it pretty quickly. I gotta try to zone this Lee. I'm gonna get blown up though. Okay, that was a good call. I'll admit I was skeptical.
Probably, but there are two of us. Another road, another horizon.
Good. You know I love you.
What we have is greater than some human word.
Senna's pretty good too. Sorry, Reeves. I'm just now seeing. I'm trying to focus up a bit more. I mean, that's one thing too, is I do try to talk a lot with the stream and converse. And that's just how I like running it. And I think that's what a lot of people like about the channel, is I try to be, you know, interactive and make it feel very personalized. But Nice. There we go.
That was a mistake.
Oh, I forgot to put the Zeke's on something. That was kind of rough. Didn't matter, I don't think, that fight, because I used the Zeke's to save the Rise or whatever, but it definitely could have. That's something I should have done better. I should have body blocked the League Q too. I wasn't even thinking about it. Yeah, the Mordekaiser wasn't even in the pit, was he? He was like roaming around on the outside. Well, this Lee was doing really well like early on, but y'all know how it goes. The Syndra is still very spooky. She's got Death Cap and Ludens. I couldn't get the shield off in time. Yeah, oh, Rise did go tank. That was actually a good call. Yeah, because we have quite a bit of damage. I don't think so, sweetheart. Got that magic resist. I don't think so, sweetheart.
Gosh.
Water Dragon kicking in. Not, guys. Like, I really. I mean, maybe they win, but it's like, why risk it? We have double inhib down. Just get Baron. Yeah. I mean, we could get another Ocean Drake, but I don't know. I almost had a vision over here. I mean, the Ocean Drake is the safest thing. I guess we just want to wait until we have more people. We should at least get the crab.
The only way to live.
I mean, it's just kind of who Syndra is. Like, she has to have a bunch of spheres set up, too, to do a lot of damage. I mean, she's pretty good, but that's, you know, she's supposed to be a pretty high consistency champ. But you really do need to hit her stun and her E. I mean, if she's, like, mega fed, she can just press R on you, but it's kind of a little overstated, I think. Oh, get this inhibitor.
Oh no! Oh no!
We need to back up. I mean, there's no point in risking this. We don't have our cooldown. I mean, yeah, the fact that I was recon there was a huge deal because I got there faster with my ult, and not only did I CC him, but I also gave him like 500 worth of shields off of my E, and I could itemize into both Shirelia's and Locket pretty comfortably to help out with that, whereas there aren't a lot of other champs that would, you know, have that combination of items. I don't know when you played on Wednesday or what your time zone is, but 10.4 came out on Wednesday, Eastern Standard Time at like 6 a.m. What counters bruisers? I mean, it depends on the specific champion and how you're defining bruiser. Did Nonsense just AFK after we killed him at Dragon? I don't know. I feel like I hadn't seen him in a while, but maybe I had. It's like different types of champs are going to be good. He looks offended.
her in thrall.
I don't know. I do want to try out Janna and some other stuff, but it's a blind pick, I think. Oops. Still gotta go with
Let's dance.
homie. I don't does Scarra do patch notes for League anymore? I thought he was fully committed to TFT. I used to watch Scarra's patch notes, but I didn't think he played League anymore. Unless he's come back. There are a lot of other champions that heal, Jolty. Ooh. What's he up against? Gnar? 56%. Garen? Oh my god. Could be, it's either Garen jungle or Gnar jungle. No, the Elise. I think I'm just gonna dodge this. I mean, I don't really care if Scarra plays that well. I thought he had a good mind for the game. Like, I would still watch it. I don't care if Scarra was like bronze now. I thought he had a good mind for the game. And I used to really like his patch notes and his Beyond the Rift with I'm a Cutie Pie. I thought that was a really cool show, but they just didn't do the show anymore. I'm a Cutie Pie. I don't know what, does he... He, like, wasn't even doing League for a while anymore, I don't think. He was playing, like, World of Warcraft or something. That's the word on the street. I haven't really, like, followed him that closely, but... I'm a Cutie Pie's, like, game analysis. There's a couple of ones they do where he, like, analyzes a pro game. I think it was actually pretty insightful. Like, the real analysis from I'm a Cutie Pie. He was wrong about a decent, like, chunk of his predictions, and then he's like, oh, they're done, you know, this and this, and they come back and win. But it was still cool to, like, get his perspective on it. I'll have to... Dom has some interesting stuff to say. I'll have to give Dom a chance. I was listening to the Thorin with, what's his name, coming back to League podcast. It's pretty cool. Like Summoning Insight. I've been listening to that one a little bit more. The dive is actually pretty decent. Jat, depending on his guests, can be alright. Jat's show. Well, the thing about Scarra and TFT is he kind of established himself really early as one of the sort of premier, like, content creators for it, and he just, like, fully committed to it. And his viewership actually grew quite a lot because he was one of the only people that was covering it, and he already had a big following from League, so it was just kind of like a thing for him to do that. And so that's probably why he sticks with it, because it gives him the most viewers. And he's a bit of an older gamer too, you know, his mechanics might be slowing down a little bit, and you don't have to have mechanics for that, so... it was a good business decision for him. I think a lot of the other people have dropped out too, like, I don't know if Toast still does TFT or not, but there weren't a ton of big creators that were doing it. There were some when it first came out, and so he just kind of was at the right place at the right time, had the right style of play, you know, the very strategic, analytical type of stuff. So that was just good for him, I think. But okay, we'll have to give Dom a little bit more of a chance. I do like Dom in general. I just think sometimes he can get a little overly sarcastic and negative. But he's not like that. He's not like a Shin or something. Like, he's actually pretty decent. Like he can rein it in and like say some intelligible stuff. Not that Shin doesn't, like, occasionally. I don't know. Like, Shin is just too over the top for me. Like, I don't care that much. I think a little sprinkle of sarcasm and you know, a little negativity.
It's not how much time you have. It's how you use it.
I should have asked him first, but I think Dom's fine. There's just so much content out there, but I think that, you know, maybe I'll try him out. He was constantly complaining about Jungle being so weak and things. The last time I watched one of those things, and I don't know. Like I say, I like listening to people, even people that I disagree with. I think especially people you disagree with is good, because if you just listen to someone that you agree with all the time, like, it's cool, but like, you oftentimes don't learn a ton about that. You just kind of get affirmation that someone else shares your ideas, which is cool, but at the same time, you know, sometimes I don't want to listen to people that I completely disagree with always. It depends on how the information gets presented. If I'm learning stuff, or if it's just like, if they're just complaining about a bunch of stuff too much. Yeah. Okay, well, I need to give him a chance on that. Like I said, I'm a Cutie Pie had a pretty good analysis of different, of some of those pro games that I watched, and I think of him as being sort of similar to Dom in terms of disposition, like being a little on the toxic side, but kind of funny with it sometimes, and having some good analysis too occasionally. I think of them as being of a similar style of content creator and player. Damn, their team is spooky. I might dodge this. There's like Scion.
Let's dance.
Okay, Ricer's gonna dodge for me. Thank you. Nice. I didn't even have to dodge. We're in it tonight, boys and girls. I've had 2 free dodges so far. I love it when people dodge on my team. If the enemy team's looking spooky. I don't know if you're trolling or not, Dedicated. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of within Reeves here. I think that ADC is one of the weaker roles. In, like, high-level pro play, like, slower games where there's, like, a handshake farm off bottom and, like, pro and stuff like that, ADC can still matter, but I feel like in solo queue, it's still, a lot of it is jungle mid, or, like, the 2, like, really high-impact roles. And then it's, like, either support or top or mixed in there somewhere, or ADC, like, maybe, I think it'd be tough to argue ADC is even third, unless it's, like, an extremely good player, but I very rarely see on my team, like, the main reason that we won the game was because of the ADC. I mean, while we're waiting for a second here. Jesus. That's rough. But, like, it's that last game. You know, why did we win that last game? I feel like a lot of it was the Darius and the Mord. I mean, it could be that ADC does stuff that you just don't feel as much. Like, they're just putting in some work, but it just doesn't feel like it. Like, this game, I feel like it was Irelia or Echo. This one, I feel like it was probably Echo. Yeah, I mean, Echo is 12-3. Darius was alright, or the Draven was alright. That one, I feel like it was almost certainly, like, Maokai. Lee had a lot of kills. He was 14-6, but it was potentially the Maokai. I just feel like there are very few games where I'm like, you know what? We won that game because of the AD carry. Like, there are some, but... Well, yeah, that, I mean, if you're looking at it on that side, dedicated. I feel like Aphelios is really good right now. Misfortune's like okay. I mean, like, you can take off. Like, we have had the games where, you know, the Kai'Sa's popping off. She ends up going 12-3 and takes over. You know, that kind of stuff can happen. I just feel like most of the time, the game's not won. I don't feel like my games are won by the ADC. Once again, you know, subjective perception is not always, like, accurate with that. Like, you know, like I said, they could be doing a lot of damage and contributing a lot to fights. It just doesn't feel like it because a lot of them don't have that big, like, boom, you know, like, visual thing that's, like, just one-shotting people. But I think just structurally, a lot of them require several items. They usually lack a lot of utility outside of, like, Senna. Senna's another one who's a really good ADC right now, I think, but they're just, and they're, like, usually, like, under-leveled, oftentimes under-farmed compared to things like mid and top. I don't know. I feel like I don't, like, both sides of the coin, where I don't feel like they're the main reason that we win, and I don't feel like they're the main reason that we lose either. So, like, I feel like you can carry an ADC a lot easier than you can carry a bad jungle. I feel like it's almost impossible to win the game if you have a very bad jungle on your team. But, like, I feel like you can carry jungle, or you can carry ADC, but it's a lot harder to carry mid and jungle. I could have maybe done Senna here, but I think that would have been too much AD. I don't know. Do people actually, like, go check out the bots? Like, does that stuff actually work? It has to work sometimes, right? Or they, like, wouldn't be in business. Maybe it's one of those things where if they just go into, like, 100,000 channels, you know, maybe they get, or they, like, expose that message to 100,000 people, maybe they get 5 people to do it, and that's worth. Or something like that. Maybe it just has to be, like, 0.25%, or maybe even less than that, 0.25%. Dodge. It's like pretty much first time Teemo top. I guess the Caitlyn was okay with Caitlyn. I don't know. I maybe could have stuck with it, but it was, I mean, They had a really weird comp bottom, like the singed Casio, but I don't know. Well, it's not even just like lonely males, it's just stupid. Like, there are other ways, you know? It just screams scam. Yeah, the team, if it was something other than Teemo top, or if that guy was like one trick Teemo, like 200 games, 60% or something, maybe I play it, but Teemo is just like so bad. That's a shame. But like the Caitlyn and the Teemo were both like very early game tempo champs, and I feel like if they don't if we don't just close out the game super early, we're just gonna lose. And then Yasuo is very hit or miss, as people know. And that guy, like, he had an okay win rate on Yasuo, but it wasn't like he was one trick Yasuo. So there just wasn't anything on my team that I was excited about. I'm like, yes, we can definitely carry through this person, right? It was just all kind of like, and like their comp wasn't great either, but I get roped into that like way too much, where it's like, but their comp's not that great, so it's okay if our comp's also terrible. But yeah, I like that picture. That baby's really vibing. I think she was in the process of taking it off there, but it looks like she's like, holding on, chilling. I just put the glasses on her and put that on, the headphones on her really quickly. I don't know who Manko is, but I've had the Challenger Teemo guy. And the one that I had was a different name. But he's like the really famous Teemo guy. I have had him in my game before. I think he was on an account that was like Gold 1. I think it was during the preseason when I was like Diamond 4 or something. I think he was on an account that was Gold 1, like 90% win rate on Teemo or something. Yeah, I mean, she's basically asleep every time I stream. She shows up sometimes in my, like, my Warhammer videos, because I record those during the day, and she shows up sometimes, like, in tier list videos, but... Yeah, I forgot his name. It is iPav, yeah. The account he was on was called Taimo. Taimo. And he actually did play him, we won the game and he played him really well, obviously, but it's extremely rare. I mean, it feels like it, like, he was, I mean, Teemo doesn't have like a 0% win rate, it just kind of feels like he should have a 10% win rate, in my games, but maybe that's, I don't know, I'm probably just remembering the times when he won. A soy baby? I don't know what that means, or normal. Does soy mean you can't be normal? I don't know. I mean, she eats, like, my wife eats some, like, fake meat stuff. Like some veggie sausages and things like that. So that stuff has soy in it, I think. So she eats some of that. I'd say, like, if anything, she eats, like, mostly, like, fruit. She eats like a lot of blueberries and oranges and grapes and things like that. And chocolate. If you ever offer her any kind of chocolate, she loves chocolate. Echo support a thing. I don't think it's a great thing, but to be fair, I haven't played with or against it. I know Scott was trying to rep it a couple of weeks ago, but I don't think it's, I personally don't think it's that great, but then again, I haven't seen it. I mean, he does have a stun if you land the stun, but I feel like he needs a decent chunk of items, and just being like a melee, like an under-leveled melee, like AP assassin type of champion seems like it wouldn't be that great. Oh, you're saying it because we have an Echo right here? I mean, it really doesn't matter on this account. I just play Cassiopeia, and I just...
There is no
a lot of the time I just crush everybody, and it doesn't matter what our comp is. It's a Smurf. But... we do lose on this occasionally, but I think my win rate's like 70% or something with Cassio on this account. Well, you have to get people out of vision with that stun. You have to, like, lead them, probably. You have to kind of, like, throw it behind them. You really don't see it for that long. If you don't see the vision, if you don't hear him make that noise, the little or whatever, I can't make the noise that he makes when he throws it. If you don't hear that, then all that you see, you have like half a second or something when it's about to land. But I personally don't, I don't think he's that great a support, but... he does have okay wave clear with his Q. He does have a very long stun if you land it. I just don't know which kind of, like, what kind of items you build on him. I mean, I guess, like, Proto Belt is pretty cheap, 2,500, and then Zanya's is not, like, that expensive either if you go for the Hourglass. So I guess his items are cheap compared to other support champs, but just the fact that he's melee in a two-person lane that usually has at least one ranged person, I don't know, it seems rough. I'd rather play Echo ADC, honestly, than support, because at least you're getting gold income. And he does scale pretty well with, like, golden items, but... you know, my thought process on stuff like that is, like, you could make him work, but I'm just not sure, like, why you would pick him over other options, other than just, like, for fun, you know? It's like, what's a situation where you're like, yep, absolutely, I want Echo right here, other than just, like, seems interesting, let me try it, you know? Like, I don't know what he's supposed to... be, I mean, I guess maybe against assassins, so he's like an AP champ that has like some decent game against things like Zed or Talon because he can itemize into Hourglass. I don't know. With something like that, I'd probably rather just play Fiddle. Like, Fiddle has really reliable poke. He can also get Hourglass. He's got a lot of CC. I think, I'd probably rather just Fiddle if I wanted something like that. Well, I mean, yeah, like, if the argument is it's fun, then, you know, there's no, like, rational discussion about that. It's just you like it, you do it. Like, that's it, you know? But I always try to take it from the angle, the serious angle, as much as I can about, like, okay, but will it actually help you win versus other options over a long period of time, or are there better choices? That's what I'm always trying to... that's the lens by which I'm always sort of making my commentary. Because there's no, like, to me, there's not really a point in commenting on if something's, like, really fun or not. I mean, I guess it's interesting if it's fun, but, like,
if you don't control
that's just, it's, like, such a subjective thing. There's nothing wrong with playing, like, for fun. It's just, like, if that's the argument, if it's, like, it's for fun, it's like, okay, well, that's, you know, go for it. That's about all I can say about that. I will say Cassio is really fun, too, but my thing also is, like, I think a lot of, like, strong champions are fun, and for me, it's fun to win, also, like... for me, if something does, if I'm like not winning a lot with something, or at least if I don't think it has a decent shot to win, like consistently, then I'm like, it's not going to be as much fun to me. Like, I'd rather, you know, because Thresh, for example, I think is really fun, but I don't like find it fun to lose a ton either.
I'll be back soon. Miss me.
I'm gonna go ahead and get tier while that's pushed in. But at the same time, you know, I do think that Thresh and Rakan are like probably the most fun for me for support. Some of the most fun, but.
An ally has been slain.
I know what everyone wants.
Did I cancel it? Did I cancel the CC? I must have clicked early or something. I didn't think you could, like, right-click out of it. I thought you had to do something else, but I guess I canceled my TP. That's not good. We didn't miss that much, to be fair. I was trying to deal with that stupid bot.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
Could have maybe gone after the Kaisa there, but I'd already landed an ability on the Thresh, so I figured I'd just go for him.
Spineless? No. Flexible? Extremely.
Yeah, I thought you. Yeah, that's right. You can't cancel it. Yeah, you're right. In the chat, like, I forgot you actually can't cancel teleport anymore, so I'm not really sure how I wasn't in mid lane. Maybe I'd clicked to run back to base on accident and, like, buffered it or something. I'm trying to... Just way too many there. We missed a lot of experience though pushing in, but they're gonna miss also, and I guess we can get some towers. Shin used his ult. one plate here and then act like we're running and get him out of the bush, probably. Come on. Well, we got the flash, I guess.
An ally has been slain.
Go back. They're gonna potentially get us.
My attentions are needed elsewhere. Many wars begin with a whisper.
My CS is terrible, and it's like that rotation. We lost so much CS on that. With how much like dominance we've had in this lane, we should be really far ahead on CS. We should be up like at least 20 CS.
An ally has
I guess
been
we're just
slain.
killing them over and over again and pushing instead of zoning. That I think was probably the correct play overall to do, but
An ally has been slain.
Like what you see.
those stuns are pretty clutch. I mean, they are very long stuns on the echoes. That is nice.
An enemy has been slain.
thought he was gonna come back in and get the Trinity, is what it looked like, but I got faked. Hold on, I'll get rid of the bot here in a second, guys. I'll have to do it on this back.
Keep your eyes open.
Okay.
I
Got
may
it.
leave, but I'm never.
Oh, this is my Q, or I think I could have healed through it, potentially. They've been alright. I think we're 1-1 on, no, 1-2 on the night.
Every problem is an
Maybe 1-3.
opportunity.
I don't remember. I don't know. Whatever. They've been alright.
Power requires precision.
Has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Shut down. Double kill.
I'll be back soon. Listen.
This person took Frostfang on Echo support. I'm just gonna go ahead and get
Do not tempt a viper.
Rylai's. I do so much damage anyways. I just want the kite and the HP.
An enemy has been slain.
I like to leave a lasting impression.
Alright, I need I'm gonna need some magic resist. Void staff next for sure. What? You're gonna let him go? You could have run him down. He doesn't have any. Like, I don't know. That was weird.
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, I just didn't have enough damage to kill the Shin or the Mundo. I guess I should have just deleted the Thresh. I mean, I was gonna kill the Mundo eventually, but
Your team has destroyed a turret.
the Shen'll came in, and then I just don't have I don't have Grievous Wounds either. So I need Void Staff and Grievous Wounds.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Watch your step.
Hey, thanks you, Jen. I appreciate it. Okay, can we?
Think what I could offer.
Alright, let's just do it. Becca's not gonna check it. Or not Echo, Kazik.
Shut
I'm
down.
not sure where. Guess I can get Raptors. Maybe catch the wave bot and get the dragon. There's nothing I can buy right now. I just need to farm. I guess maybe I should have started at Gromp and worked my way down. I don't want to trigger the Trendamere if I take too much of his on now. Like that one guy with in rank. Okay, we got priority in basically every lane. Pretty sure they don't have vision anywhere.
Watch and wait.
Chance Thresh could. I'm just gonna push this lane. About to say Thresh will probably face check the dragon area over there. And I could have killed but he's got backup with him.
Has destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
Oh my god, what the fuck is that damage? I guess he does have 2 offensive items.
Enemy has been slain.
With Wits End Titanic. Okay, I didn't respect the stun.
Has destroyed a
I want to stun you and do whatever the hell that damage is. 2,500 damage off of one stun. How did his items? I guess the Titanic. I was not expecting that, but maybe she'd be OP though if she unnaturally had grievous wounds. It's possible, like old school, maybe her W gave grievous wounds or something. I don't think so, but maybe. Okay, I got too greedy for the Shin. I should have just let him go and turn around and did the dragon. Okay. Oh, this thing ended, right? Yeah. Okay, so we can go ahead and spin this on something. I wanted one more champ shard. I got kind of trolled on that. So we could get like 2 key fragments or 400 blue essence. I guess we'll get the 2 key fragments. I really don't think you want to be doing Balmy Cinder stuff on supports. It's possible, but like the big benefit of that is not necessarily the damage that it does in team fights. It's like, it's okay, but it's really for wave clear, especially in the jungle. I think is like the big takeaway from the Cinderhold stuff. Okay. Damn, I just bought Ezreal too a little bit ago with Blue Essence. That wouldn't be that bad to buy him for that cheap because you get the champion with it. Is that Vlad? I bought Vlad too. Man, they are trolling with these. I bought Vlad with Blue Essence and I bought Ezreal with Blue Essence. And I could have just bought like $9.75 RP and paid like, I guess, $10 for both of them. And skins. Although the skins, like, aren't that great. Actually, that Vlad skin might be alright. I don't know for sure. Who is that even? I don't even know what that is. And Caitlyn. That's Varus, maybe? Is that like Arclight Varus or something? Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I mean, well, as I always say about fun, if it's fun and you feel like it's fun and you're, you know, okay playing for fun, then go for it. Oh, it's Brand. Okay. Brand actually would be a pretty good one. I think I own Brand, though. Like, one of the big perks for me is if I got one of those things and you get the champion plus the skin for that price, it'd be alright. It's Arclight Brand. Okay. Ugh. want that skin pretty bad. It is a nice skin. See? She's always following me around, looking at me. She's like looking to the door. She's like, uh-oh, is he about to freak out?
Ignorant thrall.
I heart you, Sadie. Here's a Valentine for you. She's like, see ya. What is this, elementary school again? Am I reliving that nightmare again? Every Valentine's Day. God. I remember in high school you could, you could like send people flowers or whatever. I felt bad, man. I mean, it was cool, but it was like, you'd feel kind of bad for like some people that wouldn't get anything. Some of the girls, it's like, just send some to yourself, man. I don't know, like secret admirer. Like they had a color scheme. Like white was like just friends, and then red was like true love, and then pink was like secret admirer. I should have sent some more pinks to people that were nice, just for fun. They were like $1 or something. It wasn't that expensive. And it would have like totally made somebody's day, probably. I don't know, some people might, like, the thing is it wasn't 2020 back then, but like some people might think that's like stalkery or harassment or something now. Oh, you sent me a pink flower. You're adding this anxiety to me. Someone likes me and I don't know who it is. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so Aphelios is banned. But it would have been a nice gesture to send to just... The thing was, though, like, a lot of the girls that I knew that were nice, they all had boyfriends, and their boyfriends would send them the flowers, so... A lot of them did. And I was like, dating the same girl, basically, freshman through the start of senior year. Don't take Ignite, Rakan. What the fuck? Why are we taking Cleanse against Leona? Am I really taking Heal? Sounds awful. I guess I can take Heal. I should probably just dodge this. I'm having too much fun talking about stuff. This guy is good on Kalista. I mean, Kalista is seeing some more play. She is actually like a 52 or 53% win rate right now. But yeah, it would have been nice to send some secret. There were some girls that were just, you know, kind of single that were nice, but it's for whatever reason they were single. That I could have maybe sent some of those flowers to. But you know high school drama. Like, if my girlfriend figured out I was sending, like, some secret admirer flowers to somebody. I mean, I guess I could have just, you know, just explained it as, oh, I was just trying to be nice or whatever. But, I mean, as a high school guy, or I think a lot of high schoolers, or even adults, a lot of times, you know, sometimes you just don't really, like, think about other people or think about, like, nice opportunities to do nice things for other people. Just because, with like no real like self-interest involved in that.
Zaya! Zaya! What was I supposed to do?
Kinda single? When did I say kind of single?
Summoner's Rift.
I mean,
Magic isn't
I don't remember the context that said that in. I mean, kind of single could mean, like, in a complicated relationship or just kind of dating around. Or, like, sort of. Oh, God. Okay, well. Did I not leave the base, like, literally immediately? Was there a delay? And, like, everybody on their team, their whole team is in that bush before I can get there? Well, Fane, that can happen.
Minions have spawned.
I mean, there were some opportunities I passed on to where I look back and I'm like, yeah, why not? But in the long time, it really doesn't matter that much. When you get older, like, oh, I could have hooked up with this girl or that girl, or yeah, sometimes they do this, you know.
What
It can be kind of on the low, you know.
We call life.
Oh, she took the cleanse for Leona. I mean, that's reasonable. I don't like cleanse and solo queue in general. I just think people don't, like, use it well enough. And heal is just so strong that you're at a huge disadvantage, I think, a lot of times. Like, cleanse is maybe better later on in the game, but... Did I not leave right away? Okay, maybe I was talking too much. I thought I left pretty much immediately, but... Well, she hasn't bought anything yet, so we're not behind yet. Hopefully Kha'Zix doesn't pressure Amumu a lot early. I do like our late game better than their late game. Sort of. Depends on what Kaisa builds. I've seen, like, there are some pro ADCs that take it, but it's usually in, like, a handshake lane a lot of times. That's what they call it a lot of times in pro, where there's not going to be a lot of aggro and you're just kind of taking it for later. But in solo queue, every lane's an aggro lane. It doesn't matter if it's Tahm Kench Ezreal, like, it's going to be an aggro lane, you know? Yeah, I mean, that was kind of fun. I think I got a couple of Secret Admirer ones now that I'm remembering it. Which was kind of awkward because I had a girlfriend at the time. But maybe she just said, I don't think, honestly, bless her heart, I don't think she was clever enough to think to do something like that just to make me smile a little bit. She just sent me some red ones and said it was from her, which is like the true love one or whatever, but... It could have been one of my friends trolling me. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe that didn't happen that way. Bro, you might have to cleanse. What the... That's why you don't take cleanse in solo queue. Because no one ever uses it appropriately. Like, you have to cleanse the Leona stun there. It's just too much damage. Like, there's no point in cleansing when you're at 1% HP and they don't have any CC on you. I mean, she was trying to cleanse off the Ignite, I guess, but it's like, you need to cleanse off, you know, the other 900 damage they just put on you before you cleansed because of the CC. Oh, I forgot I wasn't going to be able to proc it because no one's near. People just aren't good enough to use that summoner correctly in solo queue, is my opinion on it. Yeah, kind of, yeah. It's pretty much what it is, dedicated. It's like the southern polite way of saying, yeah, this person, it's like code word for this person. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're always that way, but a lot of times it kind of implies that they may not necessarily be the most clever out there. I guess it's usually about intelligence. It doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be about some other thing, but it's yeah. There's just something about them where they just are not making good decisions, or they're not thinking in a in like a good way, you know. But yeah, usually it is a reflection of intelligence. Perceived. It's a commentary about intelligence. I think even like when said not sarcastically, like that's the meaning. Most of the time, it's not necessarily meant to be like, hey, that person's like really dumb. It's like they're trying, but it's just like it's not necessary. It's like meant to be a nice way of saying it's not necessarily like stupid, but just like I don't know, not necessarily the brightest. It's like about as mild as you can say that someone's kind of dumb. I mean, I've had some bless your heart moments. It's more meant to like not necessarily pass moral judgment on someone, I guess, but just like capability judgment, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why you would use your dash. Like, why did she use her dash right there? She just like randomly used her dash to go in and try to last hit like right in front of a Leona. And she has no summoners. It's like, I don't know.
I dance because I'm free.
I would not play Terrakin to anybody right now, personally. Like, the thing is, you gotta be careful thinking about stuff in terms of just counter picks. Because, like, some champs are, like, good at countering. Are good at countering a specific champion, per se, but they may not be as strong in the meta overall. I think Tarek is one of those where, like, he's pretty good against a lot of the popular champs. But he doesn't have the qualities that you have needed in solo queue for, which is like you need engage if you're gonna play a tank. I really don't like healer tanks in solo queue. If it's not an engaged champ, then it needs to be like an enchanter or like a mage. I don't know, just like the Tom, the Braum, the Tarek, all that stuff. I think this can be rough. Once again, she has cleanse, didn't cleanse the CC. I mean, I have like a, I don't know, last time I looked, it was definitely over a 50% win rate against Leona. Like, Leona's thought to counter Rakan, but she really doesn't that much. I think just in general, win rate wise, she really doesn't counter it that much. But like me personally, I usually do okay into Leona. Like, it's not ideal, but I'm, like, not playing Rakan for lane most of the time. I'm playing Rakan. I'm just assuming my AD carry is going to feed, and I think that's a fair assumption in, like, 80% of my games. So I'm really playing more for, like, mid-game and late-game, like, comebacks. Like, okay, so if we're going to be down a ton, which champion's going to give me a good chance to come back? Like, that's my thought process when I'm playing in solo queue right now.
Enemy rampage.
I've tried Nautilus a lot, man. If you're talking to me, I don't know if you're talking to somebody else. Yeah, even in Nautilus is like super heyday.
There's wildness in the bees and the flowers.
I just think I performed better on Rakan. You need engage. Like, if you have an engage on your team, like, Taric might become more useful if you have champs like Sejuani or Malachi or things like that on your team. Taric will get a little bit better. But
It's a revolution.
if you don't have those on your team, then he's not going to be as good. We do have an Amumu here, but I didn't know we were going to have an Amumu. And Amumu is like... He's alright, but he's still kind of questionable.
An enemy is on
Once again, I don't think it's a pick thing, though. I think it's just our team is just chain feeding thing.
shut down. Ally has been slain.
I'm so low. I mean, maybe I can stick around and bait him. Is he going to be able to beat Pantheon, though, too? Okay, Pantheon is back.
I dance so fine I kill.
Damn it, I didn't get the assist. I could have maybe thrown a Q. And she was obviously going to suicide to try to get me there. Which is what she should have done. But... if Galio stayed, that could have gotten messy. We might have been able to kill them all. I don't know. I was pretty low, and I don't have a lot of resistances yet, so... dude, you need to be careful. Like, she's very tanky. Okay. I thought Kha'Zix was gonna throw his little
Then help them build it
W
back
at me
up,
or whatever.
so I can burn it again.
Dude, Amumu, that is so... why are you invading, buddy?
It's supposed to be
Oh my god.
love is supposed
They have
to
like
hurt.
global threat with Galio.
Ecstasy
Like, we have no pressure bot lane. You're against Kha'Zix. Like, he's 8-2, and you're gonna go invade like his wolves. We got so lucky. He didn't get blasted right there.
I'm here.
Oh my god, it's literally everybody. I'm gonna get run down and killed. That's basically game. Maybe with Pantheon.
I can't die looking this good.
Guess I should have just let the Leona flash instead of Wing in. He's too tanky, like, we're not gonna be able to kill him. He's got all armor.
Let's call it.
We have pretty much all AD too, I just noticed that. We should have dodged. I don't know if she needed to flash that. I mean, was he really gonna want... he's full tank, like he's not AP. I don't think she needed to flash that. I think it was a waste. think you need to cleanse that. You're not gonna kill her. She can't kill you. Like, I mean, it was cool that she got a double kill, but I mean, I guess we'll take what we can get. We'll be thankful for what we have.
They've never seen moves like that.
Needed to get Rift, maybe. Moo Knight is probably going to need to build some AP at some point.
I don't want a world. Long ago, our kind danced upon the mountain.
Okay, I mean, you could have baited him, dude.
Your turret has
She
been
could have baited that. We could have turned it with a Pantheon ult, my ult, if we got him under tower. I think that was foolish. We need some plays right here, right now. Do you have Ghost Blade? Yeah, come on, do it. That was a waste of an ult. We're getting back in, but we're wasting a lot of resources. Like, Callista could have held her ult there. Okay, he ulted randomly? What? Or is that a center ult buff? No, that's just him randomly ulting, just for DPS, I guess. So he killed golems faster, so he just used his ult for
I got
DPS.
freedom. I got a lady. I got a cause. I got- That's who. They ain't seen moves like mine.
Probably just get Shrelia's next. Well, I mean, I talk about quite a bit what, like, my stuff is, you know, that I think I need to work on. A lot of it is getting suckered into trying to save people that I shouldn't be saving, I think is probably the biggest thing. Not dodging enough games. Well, like, in-game stuff is... It's like not paying attention enough.
Whoa, I am so into this.
I'm getting suckered into things.
I don't want to miss the start of the party.
Like that right there is a really dumb fight. And we just gotta let Amumu die.
has been slain.
I am a chronic line stepper.
Just like not adjusting as well sometimes, where like something could be the correct call but not the optimal call. that makes sense. So, like, maybe it's the correct call to try to go for Dragon at a certain point, but if your ADC doesn't come, then you got to call it off, and sometimes I'll just try to force it. So it would have been correct if, like, the ADC rotated, but because the ADC didn't rotate, then it's not the correct play. And so then you have to just switch and give stuff up. Like, we probably should not try to contest this Dragon if we don't have a Moo or Camille. So learning how to fold is tough. And I think one of the best things to compare League to a lot of times is, like, poker. Is learning how to fold pocket aces when you know you're beat, you know, on the flop, because they could have hit 2 pair or something like that. It's the way they're betting. You know, it's like they probably have it. But you're just like, but it was correct to play the aces. It's like, yeah, but not anymore. Not after the flop.
They can catch me.
Or not on the river or something like that when they could have caught like a straight or something. And know when to hold them, know when to fold them. The old adage goes. And sometimes I hold them. Oh, damn it. I forgot I don't have Ignite. I used heal. I don't guess it was a total waste. We did get some value out of it, but... Okay, nice. Alright, yeah, it's starting to kick in. We're getting that scaling going on. We do Baron? Okay, let's do Baron. Yeah, I mean, Kha'Zix just falls off real hard in this meta against tanks, like...
It's magic that's wild. I'm just here for the party. They're scared of darkness. They're scared of magic. They are scared of where I'm from. The trick is
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is, yeah, just having good vision and just, like, anticipating where they're going to be. So, like, trying to just think ahead a little bit.
My lady's gonna heal.
Like, okay, what's the most logical thing for them to be doing right now? Like, they just killed somebody, what are they going to go do, you know?
fun.
No, no, don't, please don't fight. I got there like just in time to save the Callista and turn that around.
Humans think that to believe in something, you have to be serious about it. That's their problem.
Dude. Okay. Oof.
Name one genius that ain't crazy.
I will say this one does feel like the ADC is carrying this one. You know, the rough stuff kind of early on, but
I need my love
it feels
to
like
be
she is
perfect.
coming up real big.
I need the world to be scary. I don't apologize for
Feels like
it.
it's mostly like the ADC and I are having some of the largest impacts in these fights.
The enemy's inhibitor is exposed.
Everyone's kind of picked it up. It's playing like all right, sort of.
When I get sad,
All right, enough.
I stop being sad and be awesome instead.
Like, Mumu's been caught several times, but we're just able to clean some of these fights up.
Our kind will see the truth soon enough.
No, well, yeah. I mean, we need a Mumu though.
An ally has been slain.
Back up. We gotta wait. Mumu got the golems though.
I don't need any.
Golem secure. I think that Camille has done the least in this game. I don't know, maybe I've missed some like clutch Camille moments, but dude, we don't want that. Pantheon. Camille's dead, bro. Shouldn't have teleport up. There's just no reason to take it. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, don't take that fight. We're under no pressure. Just wait. That's the thing. People just like force fights just because they're like, wait a minute, I can engage on them. It's like, that doesn't mean you should. Yeah, we're gonna get flanked, guys. Come on. It's like, their whole team was just middle and just rotated down south. Maybe we should all just push up.
An inhibitor.
I can't wait to see what I'm gonna do.
gonna come in here and clean out all the vision, probably, because everybody just backed. I guess I might as well just go by. Hopefully they don't rush Baron. Renekton's bottom. I guess Ghost. What? I just noticed that.
It don't take a lot of words to tell people.
Are we gonna give him Infernal trade for Baron? Okay, that's probably fine.
If it don't get out of control, it ain't a party.
Get me out! Get me out! Hell, that one was close enough for the jump. I should have healed at least before I went down. Oh, what? Oh, Camille backdoored. Okay. Well, I guess that works too. Ugh. Okay. Yeah. I mean, everyone, like, we did what we needed to do to win the game, I think, near the end. I disagree with Camille doing most of the work. I mean, she did get the kill at the end, but I still think Callista was probably, either Callista or me, or some combination of us, were the most impactful. I mean, I had 29 kill participation. But, anyways, I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as we get the win. Anyways, okay, well, I think that's a good one to go out on. We're clocking in about 4 hours, so I do have to get up and take care of my daughter in the morning, so thanks, everybody, for coming out. I really appreciate it. I'll see if I can have an ADC tier list by tomorrow, and if you care about Warhammer, I'm going to try this weekend to get some more Warhammer content out there. I know I haven't done a ton this week, but anyways, that's going to be it. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.